wisdom embodiment of the knowledge and love of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas is the omniscient one, who knows the three times, the majestic Vajra Guru, sovereign of Odhyana. The supplication to him in seven lines is the root of all Vajra verses, a singularly sufficient prayer that is the basis of all accomplishment, both common and extraordinary. A shower of blessings is a Guru Yoga based upon this most majestic of prayers. Here are instructions on the important points for putting it into practice. The sadhana begins with taking refuge and pledge of bodhicitta and the four immeasurable thoughts. Thereafter, the place where you practice, the outer environment, along with all its inhabitants, should not be viewed as ordinary. Instead, view them as a pure realm, an inconceivable place of great wonder. There in front of you is the Nanaxo Kosa Lake, its beautiful grassy banks filled with flowers, medicinal botanicals, buzzing bees, and chirping birds, with frolicking deer. The lake itself is miraculous, deep, and expansive. Its divine water possessed of 8 qualities. At its center is a lotus. The fruit, leaves, petals, stalk, and stamen are composed of exclusively precious gems. Upon its vast pollen bed is a full moon disk, upon which sits your root guru, Lama Zopa, indivisible from Guru Rinpoche, Vajra Totreng Sal. Replete with the complete marks and signs of the Sambhogakaya, he is deep blue. His right hand holds a Vajra at his heart, his left a skull cap, within which is a longevity vase and nectar at his lap. He embraces his consort, Yeshi Sogyal, who is white in color. She is naked, wearing only ornaments of bone and the 5 mudras. Adorned in divine silks and jewelry, they sit in union amidst an expanse of 5-colored wisdom, light. Their mere recollection causes all ordinary perception and thought to cease. Such is their blessing, brilliance, and magnificence. In the space immediately above them sit Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who bestow empowerment with wisdom nectar and scatter flowers of auspiciousness. In the surrounding sky, the guardians of the world, together with myriad goddesses, make copious offerings of all the riches and splendors of this world and the peaceful state that lies beyond. Oceanic hosts of the root and lineage gurus, yidam deities, and the 6 classes of Tantra, Dakas and Dakinis, of the 3 places, along with the Dharma guardians, surround them, gathered together like clouds and rainbows, filling the entire sky. Imagine that Lama Zopa and his entire entourage look at you compassionately, their eyes filled with love. Recall how their wisdom aggregate is beyond birth and death. He is the Vajrakaya, arisen with the sole purpose of aiding those in difficulty and protecting those who suffer, wherever they may be throughout the far reaches of space. Recall the extraordinary qualities of this soul refuge with extraordinarily strong devotion. Imagine as many forms of yourself as there are dust molecules in the universe and offer mental prostrations. With your body, possessions, and merit accrued over the 3 times serving as the cause, proffer the entire world visualized as pure, the play of Samantabhadra's wisdom. Now, recall all the negative actions you have committed throughout time without beginning, those that are naturally negative, and the failings and downfalls of the vows of individual liberation, bodhisattva conduct, and tantric samayas, and with intense feelings of remorse, confess them, all of them, and vow to restrain yourself in the future. The qualities of all Buddhas who are equal in number to the infinity of the Dharmadhatu are perfected within Guru Rinpoche. Therefore, with faith arisen from reflecting on his life and liberation, rejoice wholeheartedly in his endeavors and aspire that you, along with all others, may follow his example. Supplicate this extraordinary protector, the embodiment of all objects of refuge throughout the whole of space and time, to remain continuously as the object of your faith and devotion. Request the activity of the speech Vajra, unceasing as it is throughout the 3 times, to continually turn the wheel of the profound and vast dharmas, both directly and indirectly. Finally, seal the practice by gathering the virtue accumulated by all beings throughout the 3 times and dedicating it to continued benefit, the taming of the unruly, such that all sentient beings emulate Guru Rinpoche and awaken. Offer these 7 branches as a means of accruing great merit. Recite the liturgy as you keep all of this in mind. With single-pointed faith and devotion, supplicate Guru Rinpoche using the 7-line supplication. The root of all revealed treasures, Terma. The heart treasure reads, homage to the Yidam deity, fortunate men and women of the future, sons and daughters of an enlightened family. When you turn to me, the Guru of Orgen, for refuge, take yourself to an isolated place and make deep feelings arise of melancholy at impermanence and disgust with samsara. This is vital. Then rely on me completely, heart and soul. Reflect how every kind of refuge, all your hopes, are all fulfilled and complete within me, the Guru of Orgen. Whether in happiness or in sorrow, have total trust and confidence in me. No need to make offerings or praise. Set aside all accumulating. Simply let devotion flood your body, speech, and mind. And pray. Pray with these 7 lines. Hum, in the northwest of Odhyana, in the heart of a lotus flower, endowed with the most marvelous attainments, you are renowned as the lotus born. Surrounded by many hosts of dakinis, following in your footsteps, I pray to you, come and inspire me with your blessings. Guru Padma Siddhi Hum. Pray in this way, over and over again. Create a feeling of yearning and longing so intense that tears spring from your eyes. If the rapture of devotion overwhelms you, breathe out strongly and then leave everything as it is. Clear and awake, focused and undistracted, look within. For children of mine who pray like this, it goes without saying that they will have my protection. For they will be the sons and daughters of the Buddhas of past, present, and future. They will receive complete empowerment into the awareness of their own enlightened mind. Their samadhi will be so powerful and stable that wisdom will naturally blossom and expand. This great blessing, which arises of its own accord, will dispel all suffering that will ripen on you or be experienced by others. When your mind is transformed, others' perceptions will simultaneously change. You will accomplish enlightened activity, and all noble qualities will be complete within you. May the sons and daughters of my heart meet with this extraordinary skillful means, one which ripens and liberates into the Dharmakaya realization of my enlightened being. This is the very root of all practice. Generally speaking, to accomplish the meditations of secret mantra, the creation and completion yogas, the preliminary practices, Ngondro, are indispensable. Indeed, unless the essential points are thoroughly integrated, it will be next to impossible for the qualities of this practice to be born within you. And even if a slight realization does dawn, it will not come to much. Therefore, it is imperative to exert yourself and perfect these foundational practices. By doing so, the experiences of the actual practice will be won with relative ease. Unfortunately, these days, most people believe the preliminary practices to be simply an accumulation. 100,000 repetitions of the liturgies for refuge, bodhicitta, bodhisattva, mandala offering, and guru yoga. Yet, this is not the case. The preliminaries render the practitioner's mind as open and workable. The four thoughts that turn the mind towards spiritual practice induce renunciation, which is of great importance. The human experience that is the most complete and favorable condition for practice is not easily won. It wasn't easy to obtain in the past, and it will not be easy to come across in the future. Yet somehow, we have obtained it now. We should appreciate this, as in the example of a blind, impoverished person receiving the excellence and glory of the entire world. His joy would be like that of a kingdom when a beloved and long-lost prince is found and returns to lead his people. And he wouldn't waste a single day of his newfound fortune. Wasting life is akin to carelessly dropping a valuable gemstone. Yama, the Lord of Death, can strike at any moment. The time of your death is not fixed. Know that you now have a choice, and wasting this precious opportunity will only cause you great regret. For at the time of death, it is too late to practice. Now, while you have a comfortable mattress to lie on, are young, and have the things you desire, at a time like this, when all the necessities for practice have been garnered, you must apply yourself to practice. For when it is time to shuffle off this mortal coil, no amount of material wealth can deter or prevent your passing. Nothing can be done about it, like being swept away by a strong current. When death strikes, there is no opportunity to contemplate the virtuous actions you should have undertaken, or the negative actions you should have avoided. Nor is there the freedom to decide where you'd like to go. It is too late. You have no choice but to follow the precious, positive, and negative actions karma you have done. Negative actions will cause a fall into the lower realms of existence, where it is difficult even to hear the Dharma, let alone practice it. Without carrying out positive actions, rebirth in the higher realms is impossible. But no matter where you were born, be it the highest or lower realms, there is nothing but dissatisfaction and misfortune. A single cause, action or karma, will bring about its inevitable fruit, the experience of suffering. This is the bane of samsara. Its contemplation should lead you to think solely of liberation. The essence of these four thoughts that turn the mind towards spiritual practice is to inspire a deep weariness with samsara. As sadness wells up from the deep contemplation of the causes and effects of contaminated existence, it causes a desperate search for liberation. Along with all other sentient beings, we find ourselves drowning in the ocean that is samsara, weighed down by destructive emotion and previous actions or karma. It's clear that we will not reach the shore of liberation by our strengths alone. Such is our predicament. Therefore, with a strong urge to be free and single-pointed determination to benefit all others, we must search for an infallible refuge, something rare and sublime in which to place our trust. This refuge may have the blessing of love, exalted wisdom, and the ability to enact them. But if faith and devotion are lacking, there will be no actual refuge. Ultimately, the objects of refuge are the three jewels, three roots, and so on. There are many such enumerations, and they are all essentially found within the Soul Supreme Buddha, Guru Rinpoche, renowned as the embodiment of all refuges. Therefore, to focus on him alone is said to be sufficient. Moreover, it is said the objects of refuge appear in many distinct ways. However, these appearances are simply an arrangement of the single wisdom of the awakened body, speech, and mind, with which they are essentially one, and from which they are not all separate. Furthermore, if you recognize it, the supreme refuge is the indivisibility of the three kayas, Buddha, abiding within your own mind. The compassion to seek refuge in manifest wisdom, which is devoid of any obscuration, necessitates an understanding of how the natural state of wisdom can be purified of all obscuration. To trust in this entirely is to have confident faith, and in order to develop such faith in the objects of refuge, it is essential to know their qualities. From the Chronicles of Padmasambhava. In this extraordinary realm tamed by Buddha, an emanation of the teacher appears before every person. Previously, I was Amitabha, Lord of boundless light, on Mount Patala, the protector, Avalokitesvara, and Padmasambhava, born from a lotus on the Dhanukasa lake. The three appear distinct, yet in reality are indivisible, without separation. In the realm of the Dharmadhatu, Samantabhadra, in the Pure Land of densely arrayed, the great Vajradhara, and at the Vajra seat, the mighty sage. All are spontaneously accomplished and indivisible from me, Padmasambhava, a wondrous blessing for the benefit of all. And, having completed the two collections, the conjurer and the tenjurer, and perfected all qualities, I am supreme amongst the Buddha's heirs, and my emanations are inconceivable. Throughout all three times, past, present, and future, they continually planned the victory banner of the Buddha's teaching in the 10 directions. And whatever prayers you make will be answered, for to supplicate me, Padmasambhava, will fulfill your every wish. To supplicate Guru Rinpoche like this, visualize him surrounded by his entourage, clearly present in the space before you. To do so is to approach and practice, and to devotedly supplicate him with the wish to accomplish your body, speech, and mind as the three Vajras is the close approach. These two, approach and close approach, make up the creation phase of yoga. Imagine all the infinite forms of the objects of refuge are drawn to Guru Rinpoche, attracted to him like iron to a magnet. They dissolve into him, and he, in turn, dissolves into you. This is the accomplishment of the practice, the actual realization of the indivisibility of the Guru and your mind. The single taste of the wisdom of ground, path, and fruition is great accomplishment. These two, accomplishment and great accomplishment, make up the completion phase of the yoga. And if you continually practice like this, it will be as stated in the full assembly of the 8 Arukas. The sole sufficient prayer is the 7-line supplication. Through the power of this prayer, you will perceive the Guru's faiths directly. If you recite this prayer continuously for 7 or 21 days, accomplishments and blessings will shower upon you, and you'll be free from every obstacle. And when you invoke me passionately, singing these 7 lines of supplication with yearning, melody, and accompanied by the beat of a skull drum, I, Padma of Vodhyana, will arrive from the glorious mountain in Kamara to bless you, unable to resist. Like a mother hearing her child cry, this is my pledge, and to break it would land me in the lowest hell. It is vital to develop conviction in these and many other promises found in the undeceiving Vajra speech of Guru Rinpoche, and to hold them in the core of your heart. To supplicate him will definitely bring great blessing, as Guru Rinpoche never deceives. Moreover, the transmission inscription from the Guru as the embodiment of all secrets, Lama Sangdu, reads, should you wish to gather the 2 collections swiftly and realize the quintessence of practice, then it is far superior to the scriptures and tantras of the resultant Vajra vehicle of secret mantra to meditate on the Guru. And to accomplish me is to accomplish all Buddhas, and to see me is to see all Buddhas, for I am the embodiment of all Sugatas. As it is said, to accomplish the Guru is to accomplish all Buddhas. The ability to perform activities, such as pacification, without impediment, comes not through clear appearance and the radiation and retraction of light, as taught in the creation phase, nor through the blazing and dripping that arises through the manipulation of wind mind, as in the completion phase. Here, the principal practice is simply to leave the sense consciousness alone, and without a concerted effort, focus on the Guru. Cast out all other thoughts, and with unwavering confidence, devotion and trust, supplicate him, single-pointedly, from the guide to accomplishing the Guru as the embodiment of all secrets. At all times, whether happy or sad, good or bad, for those alive or passed on, for this life or the lives to come, at all times, for temporary or ultimate benefit, in good times or bad, know that there is no other hope but me. Think of me time and time again. Consider Guru of Vodhyana, you know me, Urgan Kenya. A brief commentary to further your understanding. The essence of all the sutras and tantras can be explained in terms of the preliminary, actual instruction, and conclusion. And at whichever stage you find yourself, it is the practice of Guru Yoga that is cherished and emphasized time and time again by the learned and accomplished masters of the earlier and later schools of Buddhism in Tibet. Indeed, Guru Yoga practice has the potential to remove any and all obstacles to meditation and enhance it greatly. The practice of Guru Yoga is highly praised and brings countless blessings and benefits. For example, should you rely on it alone, without following any other path, you'll be able to bring about the common and supreme accomplishments. Accordingly, we must focus on Guru Yoga and make it the core of our practice. There are many methods for the practice of Guru Yoga. This one, a showering of blessings, was written by Mipam Jampul Yepe Dorje at the source of all auspiciousness, the supremely sacred site of Rongme Karamo Taksang in Kamjin. This secluded place, a Dakini appeared before him and imparted a close lineage transmission. She sang the 7-line supplication in an enchanting melody, thus providing the auspicious condition for the composition, the blessing of which are said to be incomparable. Generally speaking, there are many empowerments and instructions for the creation and completion practices connected to the 7-line supplication. We find, for example, some 50 methods in the Mind Treasure, or Gongter, of Zhang Gong Kongtrul. Similarly, in the omniscient Mipam Rinpoche's explanation of the 7-line supplication and White Lotus, there are related instructions for the 2 phases, creation and completion, as well as the Great Perfection, all explained in a way that is profound and vast. As this indicates, the practice is of the very essence of profundity and possesses such extremely powerful blessings that it is indivisible from the sacred points and secret points expounded in the Vajratantras. If you are not able to practice all the methods mentioned above, if you take Guru Yoga as your principal meditation, you will definitely accomplish them all. In addition, when done properly and intentionally, with fierce supplication through these 7 lines can be used to purify obstacles and hindrances. Visualize that nectar flows from the Guru and deities in front and enters your 3 doors, cleansing all illnesses, hindering spirits, obstacles, hindrances, sufferings, and so forth. They leave the lower orifices in the form of blood, pus, insects, dirty water, and other filthy substances, and enter the mouth of Yama, the principal demon and lord of death, and the mouths of all those to whom you are karmically indebted. At the conclusion of the recitation, consider that you are completely purified, like wrought salt dissolving in water. Yama and your karmic creditors are completely satisfied. Harm is dispelled, and debts are paid in full. The following requires empowerment with Lung and Wayne, and engaging Ngondro at this preliminary point in your training. I'm including this for your inspiration and contemplation only. After that, meditate that everything dissolves into emptiness, often referred to as open awareness by Amchi Thupten Lekshe in his teachings for lay practitioners. You then reappear in the luminous form of Vajrasattva. The Guru in front dissolves into and becomes of one taste with the indestructible drop at the 8-petaled lotus of your heart. Rest within the induced experience of the wisdom of great bliss and recite the 100-syllable mantra as many times as you can, 100,000 times for example. Offer the pure realms of the 3 kayas with the following: Om, Ahum, the pure realm of Dharmakaya, the Dhammadhatu, the pure realm of the 5 families of the Sambhogakaya, is unceasing self-appearance, and the pure realms of the Nirmanakaya, and all-pervasive array. I offer them all as clouds filled with the extraordinary, blissful offerings of Samantabhadra, Om Ratna Mandala, Puja Mega, Samudra, Safarana, Samaya, Ahum. Should you wish to elaborate, offer the mandala of 37 heaps, and in this way, offer hundreds of thousands of mandalas. It is possible to accumulate the 5 times 100,000 based on the shower of blessings Guru Yoga. In addition to the above, the 7-line supplication may be recited while performing 100,000 physical prostrations. As we have seen, it is perfectly fine to gather the accumulations and purify misdeeds. The essence of the preliminary practices Nigondru, based exclusively on this Guru Yoga alone. The root of refuge and bodhisattva is confident faith in the 3 rare and sublime ones and the root of virtue. The accumulation of merits or purification of misdeeds is to renounce the negative mindset of obsessive selfishness. Accordingly, at the beginning of your practice, motivate yourself with thoughts of altruism and compassion and a determination to benefit all beings throughout the whole of space. At the end of your session, dedicate your merit towards this endeavor. It doesn't matter, I think, whether you recite a specific number of refuge prayers and pledges to awaken bodhicitta when practicing this way. It is essential to know how to bring all the instructions together into a single practice. If you're incapable of many recitations, simply apply the above instructions to your daily practice, for they include all the profound points of the preliminary practices Nigondru. Accumulate at least 100,000 repetitions of the 7-line supplication based on this Guru Yoga, as this will open the door to blessing. Each of the contemplations of the common, outer, and inner preliminary practices should be practiced according to their respective instructions. Accomplish the repetition of the 7-line supplication as the main feature of the yoga, and on such times as the 10th days of both the waxing and waning moon, offer a Ganakara feast. If you are not offering a feast, at the end of the repetitions, visualize receiving the 4 empowerments and continue the yoga by blending your own mind with the Guru. Their inseparability is the suchness of your own self-nature. To sustain this Vajra mind, the natural state, free from all characteristics, definitions, and expression, is the actual, definitive Guru Yoga. To see your own natural face and remain there. If while cultivating intense devotion to the Guru, you feel drowsy, dull, lethargic, or sad, forcefully exclaim, "Ha!" Merge your indwelling awareness with the extreme sphere, Dhatu, and rest. This will bring later clarity. If your mind is disturbed or wild, direct your gaze to the tip of your nose. Bring the clear image of your Guru to mind, again and again, and so on. Be aware of your own inner experience, and apply methods whenever necessary. Generally, the object of your supplication, the Guru visualized in front of you, and the one generating intense devotion and faith in me, are both a play of mind. Don't view them as good or bad, as the mind itself is beyond birth, evidence, and passing. Settle into and view this, for it is your own nature. Awareness and emptiness conjoined, with nothing to be grasped at or fixation upon. This is the naked state of suchness, the divinative Guru Rinpoche. Awareness devoid of mind is the seed of all Buddhas. Open awareness should be your constant companion. And from the Tantra self-arisen awareness, non-conceptual awareness is, in essence, the Dharmakaya, the clarity of unimpeded awareness, the Sambhogakaya, and awareness appearing as anything whatsoever is the Nirmanakaya. The meaning of such statements is illustrated here in relation to Vajra Guru Mantra. Om, essentially empty, Ah, naturally luminous, and Hum, all-pervading compassion. These three kayas may be conceptually isolated from one another, but in actuality they are a natural unity Vajra. The Guru and yourself have always been essentially indivisible. It is simply the natural way of things, which outshines and rises above everything in samsara and nirvana, the true sign of having perfected the Dharma. There is no need to rely on effort-based methods, for confused appearances are primarily pure, and the resultant state is spontaneously open. Padma, self-existing wisdom, simply made manifest within the self-originated and self-perfected. Dhatu is the city. There is nothing more to it. No need to accomplish anything new. Self-existing wisdom may be divided into ground, path, and fruition, but these are just concepts. Essentially, they are indivisible. Individual self-awareness rendered evident. Hum. The profound life force of secret mantra, Vajrayana, serves to point out the ultimate meaning of mind. Through the blessing of devotion, continual supplication, and the relative guru of characteristics, the face of the ultimate, inner guru of your own awareness, which has always been with you primordially, will be seen directly. These two practices should be done in unison, as one will aid the other and lead to the state of supreme accomplishment. During the post-meditation, consider all appearances to be the display of the Guru, and train in pure perception, compassion, and bodhicitta. In addition to what was cited before, the same text goes on to state, if you meditate on bodhicitta and love, your mind will be blessed. If you consider your dwelling to be Udayana, it will be blessed. If you visualize your house as the inestimable mansion, it will be blessed. If you consider other beings as divine, they will be blessed as wisdom deities. And by taking everything you eat and drink as amta, they will be blessed as offering substances. These are the five aspects of blessing, although their actual blessings lie beyond the imagination. Exert yourself in the repetition of the practice, and with great devotion, continually supplicate the Guru without the slightest distraction. This is the approach. As you continue, there will come a point when the blessing of the practice draws near. This is the close approach of the practice. After seeing definite signs of actual accomplishment, whether in actuality, meditative experience, or dreams, exerting yourself in the supplication will bring accomplishment. Once your three doors of body, speech, and mind are blessed, to then realize the inseparability of the Guru and your own mind is a great accomplishment. The benefits of such practice are set forth in the instructional manual for accomplishing the Guru. I, Master of Udayana, will appear in every region of Tibet on the 10th day of the monkey month in the year of the monkey. This is sure, for it is my promise, my pledge. Similarly, on the 10th day of each month, I will come. You may be sure my emanations will fill Tibet and come. This is my sacred promise. And I, Padma, do not deceive. If you have devotion for me, think of me at these times, and, as an offering, make a torma from delicious substances and set it in the shape of a blazing jewel. Invoke me with the rhythmic beat of a skull drum and the yearning prayer of the 7-line supplication, and I, Master of Udayana, will come from the glorious mountain of Kamara, unable to resist, like a mother hearing the cries of her beloved child. This is my pledge. And when you supplicate me with the 7 lines, blessings will flow to you in an unending stream. When my blessing falls upon you, your meditation will blaze. Know this to be a sign of my presence. In truth, I neither come nor go, but you'll only see me when your karma and obscurations are cleansed. According to prayers and the relative perception of those to be trained, I am residing in the land of the Rakshasas. Yet the stream of compassion remains uninterrupted, and for those with faith in me, I am constantly before them. And invoke me fervently on the 10th day of the month. I know you have fallen into samsara, so pledge your mind, heart, and very being to me. As these and other statements can make clear, to practice without unceasing devotion will bring about the common and supreme accomplishments. This is certain. Therefore, since this practice, which is convenient, easy to apply, and meaningful, elicits the essence of a precious human birth as a Dharma practitioner, this instruction is of critical importance. Sarva Mangalam.